So we have this little piece of pork shoulder.
A cushion?
It's a part of the shoulder that we wanted to use up, get it out of the freezer, and I was going to make a curry, but Kelly says, well, what does it take to make al pastor? Well, al pastor uses things that we don't have. You know, you put it on you slice up the pork, you marinate it, you put it on the spindle, you stack it up, and then that rotates in front of heaters, so the outside cooks and you shave it off, and cooks a little more and you shave it off. We don't have that stuff. So we are going to simplify the al pastor, and we're going to start by making a marinade. And this starts with 5 dried chilies. I have 4 pasellas and 1 ancho. I'm going to take the stems out, seeds, and I'm going to soften these in some hot water just to get started. So I've got my pork all sliced up in very thin slices. I tried to go across the grain. And I've got a half an onion going into a blender. I've got my soaked chilies. These have been soaked in hot water for about 15 minutes. And I maybe should have cut these up a little more, but it's a good blender. They should blend fine. Okay, so to that, I'm going to add about 6 chopped garlic cloves. Chopped up fine. Doesn't really matter because you're blending all this. 1 tablespoon of black pepper. Oh.
I think the metal one works.
The metal one's in the dishwasher.
Oh.
1 tablespoon of thyme. This happens to be thyme we grew here and dried ourselves. And now we need more.
We have plenty out there.
1 tablespoon of Mexican oregano. Yes, we do have plenty. 1 tablespoon of cumin. I'm going to make this a heaping tablespoon because I like that flavor. And about 1.5 tablespoons of paprika. And about 1.5 tablespoons of salt. Okay, and now you're saying to yourself, well, that's not going to blend very well without liquid. So here's a 1/2 cup of orange juice and 3/4 cup of pineapple juice out of our antique Tupperware
I earned that
juice
thing.
mixer. We had one of those when I was a kid. And that's it. And I'm just going to blend this up. And as a new feature of our 2 cooks videos, we will turn the camera off while the blender's on. All right, so this is all smoked up good. You can see it's pretty thick. So we'll see how it goes. Part of al pastor is pineapple, so if it doesn't look like it's thin enough, we can always add some more pineapple juice. So I am going to just layer this. You know what?
Yeah, put sauce down first.
I'm going to put sauce down first. And then I'm going to just lay down a layer. Come on.
Lay it down.
Mm-hmm. I could have spread the sauce first. That would have been easier, but I can spread it with the meat. So these nice thin strips. And we'll come up with some kind of imitation of a traditional al pastor.
You didn't mention that it's easier to slice up your meat if it's a little bit still frozen.
Yes, if you're using frozen meat, you can leave it frozen and slice it.
You know, like semi-frozen.
Yeah, you
But,
don't want it hard as raw.
It's a lot easier to get the slices nice.
There we go, now that's coated. And this is going to go in the fridge for at least 4 hours. You can do this for a long time. I would, you know, even overnight wouldn't be a bad idea. And just try and really get some of these flavors in this meat. So I'm gonna make it 2 layers here.
I always order stuff with al pastor in Mexican restaurants.
Oh. Yes, it's a delicious thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just think about the, I forget what that thing's called, I should know, but.
Oh, the meat holders,
yeah,
you mean?
The tacos in Puerto Vallarta.
That's what we had there too, wasn't it, al pastor?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
At Ponchos.
Is that Ponchos?
Tacos.
Yeah. It's the one where the mariachi band showed up.
Okay, so this is going to marinate for, well, it's going to get a lot more than 4 hours. So I'm probably going to be able to give this 6 or 7 hours. And then we'll come back and grill up our meat and make our salsa. So for our salsa, we are going to use 3 tomatillos, and I'm putting them in a greased pan. I have 1 shallot. You can use, you know, a small amount of onion if you'd like, and I have 4 garlic cloves. I'm going to put these in a 450-degree oven for 10 minutes and just get them a little bit roasted. You could do this on the grill if you want. You could leave the onion whole and or, you know, big chunks so you can put it on the grill. I'm just going to do it in the oven here. And then we're going to come back and put that in the blender with some chipotle and some pineapple juice, salt, pepper, and that's going to be a salsa. Easy. Okay, so our stuff sat in the oven for 10 minutes and just got a little bit roasted, not didn't really darken a lot or anything, but that'll give it some added flavor. I'm just going to throw this all in the blender along with 2 tablespoons of chipotle. Now when we get the chipotle in adobo sauce, you're usually just using a little bit of it, and we freeze it in 2 tablespoon cubes so that we have it for later. And so now I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of pineapple juice. And this, again, more pineapple. This will go nicely with the flavor of our pork. And I'm just going to smoke this up. And we'll come back when it's smoked. Okay, it's all, it's smoked up. It's a little bit chunky. I didn't make it super smooth because it is, after all, a salsa. So, This is just gonna go nicely on our tacos. And then we want to season it with salt and pepper to taste. Boy, that's really good. I'm just gonna give this a little salt. I don't think it needs a lot. And a little bit of pepper. It's got some spice from that chipotle.
Yeah, that's strong.
And it's some sweet, a lot of sweetness from the pineapple juice. So it's really quite good. And so we'll be enjoying this on our al pastor tacos. So we'll come back when it's time to cook the pork. All right, so given the state of our barbecue, I'm gonna do some this way in this little basket, yeah. It keeps them contained, and you know, some of these pieces are a little small. I'm afraid they'll fall down through the grate on the grill, and then I'll do some just the regular way. But this is a kind of a nice way to keep them contained, and makes it easier to flip them over as well. Instead of
this part?
having to flip over all those.
This is like for fish, so you don't... Oh, you might want to go one more lower.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's nice and tight. Yeah, there you go. Keep them right
These
there.
are nice and thin. Mm-hmm. Yep, I think that'll do. This probably will not take very long on the barbecue. And in the meantime, we need to heat up tortillas, and I think that's about all.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right, so the grill's hot. We're gonna put this on here. I don't expect this to take terribly long.
Yeah, just that, huh?
There we go. So just a couple minutes on this side. I might actually even leave this open because it's pretty hot in there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we'll just check on this from time to time and heat up our tortillas. Be ready for dinner. So this has been on here for 5 minutes. I'm going to turn it over. Okay, yeah, so that side we'll cook it a little more on that side too. But
I know. I think you want to close it. Yeah.
and we'll give it 5 minutes on this side. See what it looks like. So that's 5 minutes on each side. I can see that I want to cook this side a little bit more, but
Super thin.
don't take very
So it
much.
shouldn't be much.
Oh, look at that. I think I'm going to do 1 minute on each side. So, let's do this for 1 minute. I'll go set the timer. So while that's cooking, the tortillas are warming up here on a very low griddle.
Timer just went off. Here we go.
I think we're done.
Oh yeah, that looks great. Look at that.
So I don't think I want to cook this anymore, but I
Want to put it on here?
need to rest it. Yes.
Put it on there and then carry it inside? We're winging it.
Let's turn this off. Yeah, I think we just rest it right there. It won't lose too much heat, and get everything else ready, and cut it up and make our taco. Ooh. Coming off the grill here, it looks pretty good.
It does look delicious.
And I want to be able to cut this up into little pieces. So.
It's kind of falling apart, huh?
Yeah.
They look at that. It is.
It looks pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Still some wet sauce. So in the traditional world of al pastor, there might be some achiote seed in this. It comes from Indian flavorings. How does this go? Indian flavorings with Mexican ingredients. Is that right?
I think so.
Okay. And so the achiote is pretty common. We've made some other things with that. But here we go. And let's make some taco. All right, so now that we have our meat cooked, we're going to shave it off our, what was it called?
Trompo or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, if you've ever been to like Greek food or Mexico, you'll know what that is. We need to do a little B-roll thing or something.
Yeah.
We actually have some from Mexico when we were there. We took a video of those dudes.
Actually.
We gotta have some.
So we're just cutting this up so that it makes for smaller pieces to put in your taco.
That's spicy.
Ooh, did you get a little spice?
Yeah, it's a little spicy.
That's just that one.
It's gonna be delicious.
All right, so yeah, it is a little spicy. So we'll come back when we clean our hands.
When I'm not joking anymore.
All right, so I'm gonna assemble an al pastor taco here. I think I'd like a generous quantity of meat and maybe even a little bit more.
Yeah, that's all it's putting in there basically.
Well, they're small tortillas. So. And then I'm going to add some of this delicious salsa. And I would, it's the two flavors that are supposed to go together. We cut a little bit of lettuce, but I don't know that I need it. I need
Why not?
Cilantro.
And the lime.
Cilantro and a little squeeze of lime. And I think we have a delicious street taco.
You could even fill it up more if you wanted to.
You could. Well, yeah, see, this is pretty sparse.
Yeah.
The first bite of a taco has to be big, right? Oh man, that is good. This is so delicious. I'm gonna fill this up a little more, but
and some lettuce for crunch.
Really, really good. It's hot enough. I would put some sour cream on it.
Well, and also, I have a low tolerance for spicy. That's why I was just like choking a minute ago. But I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be an experience.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. Yeah, sour cream.
Okay.
So anyway, thanks for watching Two Cooks in the Kitchen, and we'll see you next time. Or subscribe to us wherever you find us.